gentlemen, we stand today at the intersection of purpose and destiny, where our greatest challenges often appear as our fiercest adversaries. But have you ever considered that the very obstacles we face, the trials that seem to stand in our way, might actually be the forces shaping us into who we are meant to be? I speak today of demons, those forces that oppose us, that fight against our progress. But I submit to you that demons are not our enemies in the way we often think. And they are, in fact, our helpers. And I will show you why. The purpose of demons is not to destroy, but to challenge. Without challenge, there is no growth. There is no growth. There is no transformation. You see, our true potential lies not in comfort, but in the struggle. Demons test our faith. They push us beyond our limits. And through them, we discover strength we never knew we had. To do this, it is through adversity that we grow. Every obstacle posed by these forces of darkness is an invitation to rise. Without opposition, we would never have the opportunity to develop the resilience needed to fulfill our calling. For the chosen ones, it is the presence of demons that forges the character and resolve needed to achieve their divine purpose. In this world, free will is the greatest gift we have been given. Demons offer us choices. They offer us opportunities to respond, to choose how we will face the storms of life. And how we choose is the very thing that shapes our destiny. It is not the demons themselves that define us, but how we rise above them. Resistance is the foundation of strength. When we fight against demons, we are being equipped for greater things. Every victory we win over darkness empowers us, enlarges our capacity, and prepares us for a future beyond our understanding. It is in the heat of battle that we become who we were always meant to be. And then there is the issue of faith. Demons, though they are agents of opposition, serve to push us deeper into the arms of the one who calls us. They test our faith, but in doing so, they force us to trust in the very source of our power. The chosen ones are refined in the fire of adversity, and their faith is strengthened by every challenge they overcome. Now, some may wonder, why are these struggles allowed? Why do demons even exist in the first place? The answer is simple: because they are part of the divine plan. Every conflict, every test, every challenge serves to fulfill the greater purpose for which you were created. Nothing in your life is without purpose, not even the battles you fight against the forces of darkness. Through conflict, we gain wisdom. Demons teach us how to discern, how to strategize, and how to walk in the wisdom that comes only through experience. Every victory over a demon is not just a win in a moment. It is a lesson in how to navigate the complexities of life with greater wisdom and understanding. But more than that, demons empower us. They empower us to become stronger, to rise higher, and to fulfill our destiny. Every battle won brings us closer to becoming the people we are called to be. The conflicts of life are not just obstacles. They are stepping stones to a greater legacy. The chosen ones are called not just to overcome their challenges, but to leave behind a legacy of faith, wisdom, and victory that will impact generations to come. So let us not fear the demons in our lives. Let us not cower before the struggles we face, for they are not sent to destroy us, but to prepare us. They are not our enemies. They are our helpers. In overcoming them, we step into the fullness of our purpose. And in doing so, we fulfill the very reason we were born. Opposition is often seen as an obstacle, something that stands between us and our desires, dreams, or goals. But what if we saw opposition through a different lens? What if we understood that the very challenges we face are not there to defeat us, but to push us toward our greatest potential? Opposition in its purest form serves a greater purpose. It is a catalyst for growth. Without opposition, there is no need for strength. Without resistance, there is no need for determination. Our purpose, our calling, and our destiny are not fulfilled in the absence of struggle, but through it. The reality is that opposition is a tool designed to reveal the depth of our character. It is easy to walk through life when everything aligns perfectly, when the path is smooth and the journey is effortless. But the moment we encounter resistance, we are forced to dig deeper within ourselves. We are forced to ask bigger questions. Who are we really? What are we truly capable of? It is the very opposition we face that uncovers the answers to these questions. When we meet opposition, we are given an opportunity to choose, to decide whether we will let it break us or whether we will rise above it. This choice is crucial, for it is through our choices that we shape our future. Opposition calls us to act, to decide, to move forward despite fear, doubt, or uncertainty. It doesn't simply hold us back. It challenges us to push through. It urges us to stretch beyond what we thought was possible, to exceed the limits we've set for ourselves, and to become someone capable of achieving what once seemed impossible. Right. Consider the process of refining gold. Gold in its raw form is nothing but a rock, rough and unpolished. It is the fire, the heat, the opposition that turns that rock into something precious. The fire doesn't destroy the gold, it purifies it. It reveals the brilliance hidden inside. In much the same way, opposition doesn't crush us. It refines us, purges it of weaknesses, and makes us more valuable and capable than we were before. Every challenge we face is an opportunity for us to develop the strength and resolve needed to fulfill our purpose. The obstacles we encounter are not there to deter us from our path. They are there to strengthen us, to sharpen us, to prepare us for the greatness we are destined to achieve. When we face opposition, we are being honed, not harmed. What may seem like a setback is, in reality, a step forward in our journey toward our highest potential. The power of opposition lies in its ability to expose what lies dormant within us. We may not know what we are truly capable of until we are tested, until we are confronted with something that forces us to rise. Opposition forces us to reach deep within ourselves, to access a strength we didn't know we had, and to develop abilities we didn't realize we possessed. Many dreams of realization or trouble mean opportunity and promise to access a strength we didn't realize we possessed. It brings us face to face with our own potential, and in doing so, it propels us forward, even when the path seems uncertain or impossible. Soul is a vibration. The heart is a vibration. It is through opposition that we find the courage to continue. It is through opposition that we discover what we are truly made of. Every challenge becomes an opportunity for us to tap into a power greater than ourselves, a power that drives us to fulfill our purpose and live out our calling. Without opposition, there would be no need for courage, for growth, for strength. Opposition in all its forms is not something to fear. It is something to embrace. For it is through opposition that we find the courage, the resilience, and the strength to rise above and fulfill the purpose for which we were created. Adversity, though often feared and avoided, is one of the most powerful tools for growth and transformation. In the midst of challenges, we often find ourselves questioning why we must endure such difficulties. But it is in the struggle that we discover the true extent of our strength. Strength is not developed in calm waters or on smooth paths. It is forged in the storms of life, through the battles we face, and in the moments when we are stretched beyond our limits. And the greatest warriors are not those who have never faced hardship, but those who have endured and risen above it. When we are faced with adversity, it forces us to confront our weaknesses, to acknowledge areas where we need to grow, and to learn how to move forward despite the obstacles in our way. Adversity has a way of revealing the depth of our character. It challenges our resolve, forces us to dig deeper within ourselves, and pushes us to develop qualities like perseverance, patience, and determination. Through adversity, we learn to rise each time we fall, to keep moving forward when the road is uncertain, and to keep believing even when the outcome seems unclear. In the last 4 years, I've been making efforts to hold regular speaking gigs. What adversity does is push us to our limits and then beyond them. When things are easy, it's easy to become complacent, to accept the status quo, and to believe that we've reached the highest level of our potential. But it is only when we encounter difficulty that we are forced to transcend the limitations we've imposed on ourselves. Adversity compels us to reach higher, to go further, and to discover new depth of resilience within. It stretches our abilities and our capacity to endure. It makes us realize that we are far stronger than we initially thought, and that the strength to overcome any challenge resides within us, waiting to be unlocked. Think of how muscle grows. To build muscle, one must push against resistance. The muscle fibers tear and break down during the process, but it is only in the rebuilding phase that they grow stronger. The body adapts to the resistance it faces, becoming more powerful and capable with each trial. In the same way, adversity forces us to stretch beyond our current capabilities. In the moment of struggle, it may seem unbearable, but when we emerge from the other side, we find that we have grown in strength, character, and capacity. So, adversity also teaches us humility. When we face challenges that we cannot overcome alone, we're reminded of our dependence on something greater than ourselves. It teaches us to ask for help when needed, to seek wisdom from others, and to rely on our faith. In this process, we become stronger, not just in our individual resolve, but in our connections with others and in our spiritual and emotional growth. Through adversity, we also gain perspective. When we face difficulty, the trivial things that once seemed important fall away, and we become more focused on what truly matters. We gain clarity about our purpose, our priorities, and our values, and have the adversity helps us to strip away the distractions of life and forces us to confront what is essential. It teaches us resilience, not just in physical strength, but in mental and emotional fortitude. We learn how to bounce back, how to stay grounded, and how to keep moving forward, even when everything else around us seems to be falling apart. What is truly remarkable is that in every adversity there is a hidden lesson, a lesson that reveals more of who we are meant to be. We don't just survive adversity, we thrive in it. The strength we gain through difficulty becomes the foundation upon which we can build our future. Each challenge we face, no matter how large or small, adds another layer to our strength. And as we continue to overcome, we find ourselves equipped to face even greater challenges with courage and confidence. It is through adversity that we become who we were always meant to be. It is through adversity that we realize our true potential. The person who emerges from the fire of hardship is not the same person who entered it. They are stronger, wiser, and more capable. The adversity itself becomes the very thing that propels us forward, pushing us toward the destiny that awaits us. Free will is one of the most powerful gifts we possess as human beings. And with this gift comes the responsibility of making choices. Every moment of our lives is filled with decisions that shape our future, our destiny, and our very character. Free will allows us to decide who we will become, what we will achieve, and how we will respond to the circumstances that surround us. But this freedom is not without its weight. Each choice we make carries with it consequences. And in that freedom, we are granted the opportunity to determine the course of our lives. The beauty of free will is that it empowers us to chart our own path, to break free from the limitations imposed by external forces, and to shape our own future. We are not bound by the circumstances we are born into or the environment we find ourselves in. While those things may influence us, they do not define us. It is the choices we make in response to these circumstances that define who we are and who we are becoming. Our choices, when made with intention and purpose, give us the power to rise above our challenges, to redefine our circumstances, and to create a life that aligns with our true purpose. A thought. What makes free will so powerful is that it is not about a lack of influence, but about the ability to choose how we respond to that influence. We may not always have control over the situations that arise in our lives, but we always have control over how we react. The way we respond to difficulty, success, relationships, and setbacks is entirely within our hands. Our choices reveal our values, our priorities, and our character. We understand the weight and importance of each decision. We begin to see that free will is not merely about choosing between options. It is about aligning our choices with our deepest convictions and purpose. With this freedom comes the power to break free from patterns and habits that no longer serve us. We are not slaves to our past, to our mistakes, or to our circumstances. Every new day brings with it the opportunity to make a different choice, to take a different direction, and to move toward a new future. This is why choices are so vital. They are the building blocks of the life we will create. Every choice, no matter how small, leads to a result. And those results build upon each other, creating a life either of fulfillment or of regret. The essence of free will is not just in the major decisions, but in the everyday choices we make. The way we choose to spend our time, the people we choose to associate with, the attitudes we choose to adopt, all of these choices accumulate over time, shaping the person we become. It is easy to overlook the small choices, the ones that seem insignificant in the moment. But it is often in these seemingly minor decisions that our future is determined. It is the daily choices, the ones we make when no one is watching, that shape the kind of character we develop and the kind of life we live. At the same time, the exercise of free will also brings responsibility. We are not isolated in our decisions. Every choice we make has the potential to affect others. The relationships we build, the impact we have on our communities, and the legacy we leave behind are all influenced by the choices we make today. This awareness calls us to be mindful and intentional in our decisions. For while we have the freedom to choose, we are not free from the consequences of those choices. Our choices matter. They create ripples that extend far beyond our immediate lives. Free will grants us the ability to learn from our mistakes. We are not bound by the choices of our past. Each day offers a new opportunity to make a different decision, to take a new path, and to learn from the lessons of the past. The mistakes we make are not permanent marks on our character. They are stepping stones in the journey toward personal growth and transformation. When we embrace our freedom to choose, we embrace the possibility of redemption and reinvention. It is through the lessons of our mistakes that we develop wisdom. And it is through the act of choosing again and again that we move closer to becoming the person we were always meant to be. The gift of free will also encourages us to take ownership of our lives. No one can live our lives for us. No one can make our decisions for us. We are the architects of our future, the creators of our own destinies. When we take responsibility for our choices, we take ownership of the direction of our lives. We stop blaming external forces, circumstances, or others for where we are, and instead realize that we have the power to change, to evolve, and to grow. The choices we make are the foundation upon which our future is built. Free will, however, is not just about freedom to act in any direction. It is also about discernment. The ability to make wise choices is not innate, but learned. It comes through experience, through reflection, and through seeking wisdom from those who have gone before us. As we grow in wisdom and understanding, our choices become more aligned with our true purpose and greater good. The more we cultivate the ability to discern, the more we recognize the value of each choice and its potential to lead us toward or away from our destiny. In the end, free will is not merely a gift, it is a responsibility. It is a power given to us, not to be taken lightly, but to be used with intention, wisdom, and care. The choices we make today shape the person we become tomorrow. And with each choice, we move either closer to or further away from the life we are meant to live. Free will is not simply the freedom to choose. It is the freedom to choose wisely, to choose with purpose, and to create the life we were always meant to lead. Resistance, often perceived as an obstacle, is in fact one of the most important forces in shaping our growth and development. In every area of life, resistance acts as a crucial element in the process of becoming who we are truly meant to be. It is through resistance that we find our strength, build our resilience, and ultimately discover the depth of our potential. Much like a muscle grows stronger through the tension it endures, we too become more powerful, more capable, and more resilient as we face and overcome the resistance that life presents. When we encounter resistance, our initial reaction is often one of frustration, fear, or even defeat. We may feel that the resistance is an indication that we are on the wrong path, that we should turn back or give up. But resistance is not an enemy to be defeated. It is a force to be understood and embraced. It is a signal that we are pushing against the limits of our current capacity, a sign that we are being stretched beyond our comfort zones. And it is only through this stretching, through this push against our limitations, that we grow. Think of a tree that faces strong winds. The more it is buffeted by the wind, the deeper its roots grow into the earth. It does not weaken under pressure, it strengthens. The resistance it faces forces the tree to anchor itself more firmly, to grow taller, and to expand its branches further. In much the same way, the resistance we encounter in life is not there to tear us down, but to root us more deeply in our purpose, to help us grow stronger in our resolve, and to propel us to higher heights. Every challenge we face, every opposition we encounter, serves to refine us. It forces us to dig deeper, to reach higher, and to think more creatively. Resistance makes us question, adapt, and adjust. It challenges us to rethink our strategies, to strengthen our convictions, and to sharpen our skills. In moments of resistance, we discover untapped reserves of creativity, determination, and problem-solving abilities. We may not see it in the moment, but every resistance we face is an opportunity to refine ourselves, to shed the weaknesses that hold us back, and to become more aligned with our true purpose. The role of resistance is not only about refining our abilities, but also about developing our character. It is easy to move forward when everything is smooth and clear, but when faced with obstacles, we are forced to examine who we are, what we truly value, and what we are willing to fight for. Resistance teaches us patience, perseverance, and humility. It calls us to develop inner strength, to cultivate a mindset that does not back down in the face of difficulty. Or it challenges us to build the inner fortitude needed to continue on our path, even when the going gets tough. In the face of resistance, we also learn the power of adaptability. The world is constantly changing, and the path to our goals is rarely linear. Resistance teaches us to be flexible, to pivot when necessary, and to keep our focus on the bigger picture. It encourages us to find new solutions, to adjust our plans, and to keep moving forward despite the unexpected twists and turns. The ability to adapt to resistance is one of the key traits of those who succeed in the long run. They are not deterred by obstacles. They find a way to work through them, to grow from them, and to emerge stronger on the other side. Resistance is also a tool for deepening our faith. When we are faced with difficulties that seem insurmountable, when the odds are stacked against us, it is in those moments that we are called to trust more deeply in the process and in the source of our strength. Resistance can push us to our breaking point, but it also pushes us to trust that we are being shaped for something greater. In our moments of resistance, we are reminded that we are not alone, that there is something beyond our own efforts working to help us grow, to guide us, and to bring us through to the other side. The beauty of resistance is that it provides a constant feedback loop. Each time we face it, we are given a chance to assess our progress, to reflect on what we have learned, and to refine our approach. It keeps us grounded in reality, reminding us that growth is a process, not an event. It teaches us to be patient with ourselves, to understand that mastery takes time, and that every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Resistance is the mirror that reflects our strengths and weaknesses, showing us where we need to grow and where we are already excelling. One of the most profound aspects of resistance is that it brings out the best in us. It forces us to tap into resources, both internal and external, that we might have overlooked. It encourages us to reach out for help when needed, to learn from others, and to seek wisdom from those who have walked the path before us. Resistance humbles us, but it also empowers us. It shows us that we are capable of more than we ever imagined. And when we finally overcome it, when we push through to the other side, we discover a version of ourselves that is stronger, wiser, and more capable than we ever thought possible. Resistance is not just a challenge to overcome. It is a vital part of our journey. It is the very thing that shapes us into the people we are meant to be. Without resistance, we would never know the extent of our strength, our creativity, or our perseverance. It is through resistance that we are refined, that we are shaped, and that we are prepared for the future that lies ahead. Far from being an enemy, resistance is one of our greatest allies, for it is in the struggle that we discover the true depth of our potential. Faith is not something that is simply given. It is something that grows, strengthens, and deepens over time. And like any living thing, faith requires nurturing and challenges to thrive. It is often in the moments of doubt, uncertainty, and hardship that faith is truly tested and has the opportunity to evolve into something stronger, more resilient, and more profound. Faith is not just a passive belief, but an active force that is cultivated through experiences, choices, and struggles. When life is smooth, it is easy to trust and believe. It is easy to say we have faith when there is no pressure, when things are going according to plan, and when everything is falling into place. But true faith is not forged in moments of comfort. It is forged in moments of adversity. It is in the midst of struggle, doubt, and the unknown that faith is tested and refined. When everything around us seems to be falling apart, it is then that faith has the potential to rise to new heights. It is through these moments of resistance that faith is challenged to evolve and expand. Every difficulty we face is an opportunity for faith to grow. When we encounter obstacles that seem insurmountable, when the path ahead is unclear, it is in these moments that we must choose to trust in something greater than ourselves. Faith requires us to let go of the illusion of control and to acknowledge that there are forces beyond our understanding that are guiding us, supporting us, and shaping our lives. It is easy to have faith when we can see the way ahead, when we know the outcome. But true faith is developed when we walk through the unknown, trusting that there is a purpose even in uncertainty. Faith grows when it is exercised. Like a muscle, it strengthens with use. Every time we choose to trust despite the circumstances, every time we step forward without knowing exactly how things will turn out, we are building and expanding our faith. It is in these moments that faith moves from a theoretical belief to a living, active force in our lives. The more we exercise our faith, the more it becomes a part of who we are, shaping our thoughts, our actions, and our perspective. We begin to see that faith is not just a response to external circumstances, but an internal strength that carries us to the highs and lows of life. As our faith grows, it also matures. Just as a child's understanding of the world deepens as they experience life, our understanding of faith deepens as we encounter challenges and reflect on the lessons learned. Through the experiences of life, we come to understand that faith is not simply about hoping for something to happen or believing in a particular outcome. It is about trusting in the process, trusting that there is a higher purpose unfolding even when we cannot see it. Faith matures when we learn to rest in the certainty that even in the midst of uncertainty, we are not alone. Faith also grows through the act of surrender. It is when we stop trying to control every aspect of our lives, when we let go of our need to have all the answers, that faith has the space to grow. Surrendering does not mean giving up. It means acknowledging that we are not the ultimate authority in our lives. It means trusting that there is a wisdom beyond our understanding that is at work, guiding us, leading us, and shaping us for a greater purpose. Surrender is an act of faith, a recognition that there is a bigger picture we cannot yet see, but can trust in because of the experiences we have had and the lessons we have learned along the way. Now, his angel said to him, "Tell your friends, nothing I have said to you." One of the most powerful ways faith grows is through reflection. When we look back at the times when we have faced challenges, when we have been on the edge of despair, and we see how we were carried through, we realize the depth of our faith. Reflection helps us see that even in the darkest moments, we were never abandoned. We see that through every struggle, we were being prepared for something greater, and that our faith was the thread that held everything together. This understanding deepens our trust in the future as we begin to see that no matter what we face, we are capable of handling it with the strength and wisdom that has been built in us through previous trials. Faith grows when we see the fruits of trusting in something greater than ourselves. When we witness how faith has led us through difficult times, how it has guided us to solutions when there seemed to be no way, it strengthens our belief that faith is not just a passive hope, but an active, powerful force that works in our lives. Every victory, every breakthrough, and every step forward is a testament to the power of faith. It is a reminder that no matter how challenging the journey, we are always being led toward our greater good. In the process of growing faith, we are also called to share it with others. There is a unique power in community, in being able to stand alongside others and encourage them in their faith journey. As we share our experiences of how faith has carried us through, we not only help others strengthen their own faith, but we also reaffirm our own beliefs. Faith is not meant to be a solitary experience. It is meant to be shared, to be passed along from one person to another, growing stronger with each individual it touches. The growth of faith is a continuous journey, not a destination. It does not come all at once, but rather in layers, deepening with every challenge, every choice and every step forward. As we continue to face life's uncertainties, as we continue to encounter resistance, faith will grow alongside us, transforming us into individuals who not only believe but trust, not only hope but endure. It is through this journey, through the testing and refining of our faith, that we come to understand the true power of belief and the profound role it plays in our lives. The idea of a greater plan is something that transcends our immediate understanding, something that often seems hidden in the midst of our daily struggles and uncertainties. Yet, beneath every challenge, behind every setback, and within every moment of triumph, there exists a larger design at work. A plan that is beyond our comprehension, yet intricately woven into the fabric of our lives. This greater plan is not random, it is deliberate, purposeful, and intricately tailored to each of us, unfolding in ways that may not always be clear, but which always serve to guide us towards something greater than we could ever imagine for ourselves. There's a huge difference between us from time and mortality. The concept of a greater plan requires us to trust in the unseen, to believe in something larger than our own limited perspective. In moments of difficulty, when the road ahead seems unclear or impossible, it can be easy to question whether there's any meaning behind the challenges we face. But the truth is that every experience, every moment of joy and sorrow, every triumph and setback is part of a bigger picture, an unfolding process that is shaping us for something greater. Even when we do not understand the reasons behind the events of our lives, we must trust that there is a purpose being worked out, one that is for our good and for the greater good of those around us. The greater plan is not simply a grand blueprint for the world, but a unique path for each individual. It recognizes our strengths, our weaknesses, our desires, and our potential, and it weaves these elements together to create opportunities for growth, transformation, and fulfillment. We may not always see how the pieces fit together, but each experience we encounter is part of the preparation for the next step in our journey. So the challenges we face are not meant to hinder us, but to shape us, helping us to develop the skills, wisdom, and resilience needed to fulfill the purpose for which we were created. At times, it is easy to feel as if our lives are disconnected from any greater purpose, especially when we face hardship or when our goals seem out of reach. In such moments, it can be difficult to see how our individual experiences contribute to the bigger picture. But the greater plan operates on a level that transcends our immediate understanding. It is a plan that stretches beyond the boundaries of time and space, a plan that is working behind the scenes, even when we cannot see it. The small decisions we make, the seemingly insignificant encounters we have, and the seemingly random events in our lives all play a part in this intricate tapestry of existence. Nothing is wasted, and every moment has significance, even when we do not fully understand its role. This greater plan also involves the people we encounter along the way. Each person who crosses our path is part of the interconnected web that shapes our journey. Relationships are not simply by chance. They are woven into the fabric of our lives for a reason. Whether they bring joy or challenge, love or tension, they are part of the process of our growth and evolution. These interactions, even when difficult, are opportunities for us to learn, grow, and deepen our understanding of ourselves and others. The people we meet are not just random figures. They are part of the greater plan, playing roles in our lives that we may not fully understand, but which contribute to the development of our character, our purpose, and our path. When we step back and view our life from a broader perspective, we begin to see the threads that connect us to something much larger than ourselves. The greater plan involves not just our personal growth, but the development of a collective consciousness, a shared purpose that binds us to one another. Our individual paths are part of the greater whole. And by embracing this interconnectedness, we begin to see how our actions ripple out and impact those around us. Our decisions, our growth, and our transformation are not isolated events. They contribute to the unfolding of a larger shared story, This greater plan also requires us to have faith, to trust in the unseen forces that are at work even when we cannot see the way ahead. It challenges us to step into the unknown, to take risks, and to make decisions that align with our deeper purpose, even when the outcome is uncertain. It is easy to seek control in a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable. But the greater plan invites us to release our need for certainty and to trust that we are being guided towards something far greater than we can envision on our own. It is in surrendering our control that we allow ourselves to be led toward the unfolding of this greater purpose, one step at a time. As we move through life, it becomes increasingly clear that the greater plan is not a static, fixed path. It is dynamic, fluid, and responsive to our choices, our growth, and our journey. While there are foundational principles and guiding forces that shape our lives, we are also active participants in this unfolding story. Our free will, our choices, and our ability to respond to the circumstances of life play a role in determining the direction of our path. The greater plan does not negate our autonomy. Rather, it works in harmony with it, guiding us toward opportunities that align with our deeper purpose and calling. The beauty of the greater plan is that it is both individual and collective. It is something that is unfolding within us, yet it is part of a larger tapestry that connects all of humanity. Each of us has a role to play, and our personal growth is part of the collective growth of the human experience. When we embrace this, we begin to see the interconnectedness of all things and understand that the greater plan is not simply about us. It is about the world, the community, and the universe at large. Even in the face of adversity, we are reminded that the greater plan is still in motion. Hardships are not signs that we are off track or that we are being punished. They are part of the refining process, helping us to become more aligned with our true purpose. Challenges are the crucibles in which we are forged, strengthening our resolve and preparing us for the greater work that lies ahead. The obstacles we face are not detours, but stepping stones that lead us to deeper understanding, greater strength, and higher levels of consciousness. Homeostasis. Relax and be. The greater plan is a journey, not a destination. It is the unfolding of life's mysteries, the revelation of purpose in each moment, and the realization that we are part of something far greater than we can comprehend. By embracing the greater plan, by trusting in its unfolding, and by allowing ourselves to be led, we discover that the path we are walking is not just our own. It is a shared journey that connects us to the universe, to humanity, and to the divine forces that guide us all. Wisdom is not something that can be taught in a classroom or learned from books alone. It is a quality that is developed through experience, through living, and through making mistakes. Wisdom is the result of many lessons. Some learn quickly, some only after much struggle and time. It is shaped by the choices we make, the people we encounter, and the trials we face. Wisdom is not merely knowledge. It is the ability to apply what we know in a way that leads to growth, peace, and understanding. It is not about how much we accumulate, but about how we navigate life and the lessons it brings, turning each experience into a stepping stone toward deeper insight. The first lesson in wisdom is understanding the value of time. Time once lost can never be regained, and it is one of the most precious resources we have. Every moment, whether spent in joy or in sorrow, is an opportunity for growth. The wise person understands that time must be used intentionally. They know that not everything in life requires immediate action, and that sometimes the best course of action is to pause, reflect, and consider the consequences before rushing forward. Time teaches us that life is not a race. It is a journey that must be walked with patience and awareness. In embracing this lesson, we learn to make choices that are aligned with our deeper purpose, not based on fleeting desires or the pressures of the moment. Another vital lesson in wisdom is the ability to embrace uncertainty and the unknown. The world is full of variables, and no one can predict every outcome. Wisdom comes not from controlling every situation, but from learning how to navigate the unknown with grace and resilience. There is a certain peace that comes with understanding that not everything will be clear, and not every path will be straight. The wise person does not fear uncertainty, but embraces it as an essential part of the journey. They understand that life unfolds in its own time, and that the best course of action is often to trust the process and remain open to whatever comes. Closely tied to this is the lesson of surrender. Wisdom teaches us that we cannot control everything, no matter how hard we try. There are forces beyond our understanding that shape the world and our lives. When we fight against these forces or attempt to control every outcome, we only create resistance and struggle. The wise person knows when to fight and when to surrender, understanding that some things are simply out of our hands. In surrendering, we create space for trust, for letting go of the need for certainty, and for allowing life to unfold as it is meant to. It is in this surrender that we often find true strength, for it requires immense courage to trust and release control. Wisdom also teaches us the importance of self-awareness. Knowing ourselves, our strengths, weaknesses, desires, and fears allows us to make better decisions and avoid pitfalls that may otherwise derail us. Self-awareness is the foundation of emotional intelligence and personal growth. When we know who we are better equipped to navigate life's challenges, build meaningful relationships, and make choices that align with our deepest values. It allows us to accept our imperfections, to learn from our mistakes, and to continuously evolve into better versions of ourselves. The wise person does not seek perfection, but seeks understanding, self-compassion, and growth. They know that wisdom is found not in avoiding mistakes, but in learning from them. I have seen perfection in growth. They know that wisdom is found not in avoiding mistakes, but in learning from them. Another powerful lesson in wisdom is the understanding that everything is interconnected. Nothing in life exists in isolation, and every choice, action, and event ripples out to affect the world around us. The wise person recognizes the profound impact their decisions can have not only on their own lives, but on the lives of others and the world at large. They understand that they are part of a larger system and that their actions matter. This awareness calls them to act with integrity, to consider the long-term consequences of their choices, and to be mindful of the energy they bring into the world. Wisdom teaches us that we are not separate from each other. We are all connected, and what we do to others we ultimately do to ourselves. Equally important is the lesson of humility. Wisdom is not about accumulating knowledge to prove how much we know, but about recognizing how much we still have to learn. The wise person does not view themselves as having all the answers, but approaches each situation with an open mind and a willingness to learn from others. They recognize that wisdom comes not from arrogance, but from a willingness to listen, to learn, and to grow. Humility allows us to remain open to new ideas, new perspectives, and new ways of thinking. It reminds us that we are always students of life, and that every person we meet has something to teach us. Another essential lesson in wisdom is understanding the power of perspective. The way we view the world and the way we interpret our experiences plays a critical role in shaping our emotional and mental well-being. Wisdom teaches us to shift our perspective, to look beyond the surface, and to consider multiple viewpoints before jumping to conclusions. It encourages us to seek understanding instead of judgment, to ask questions instead of making assumptions. A wise person knows that the truth is often multifaceted and that there is always more to learn. By expanding our perspective, we open ourselves to greater insight, compassion, and clarity. Wisdom teaches us the importance of resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks and to keep moving forward despite adversity. Life is full of challenges, but it is how we respond to these challenges that defines us. Wisdom encourages us to see obstacles as opportunities for growth, as tests that reveal our inner strength. The wise person does not shy away from difficulty, but faces it with courage, determination, and an open heart. They understand that resilience is not about avoiding pain or struggle, but about learning how to navigate it with grace and to emerge stronger on the other side. The lessons in wisdom are never ending. For wisdom is not a destination, but a lifelong journey. Each experience we face, each person we encounter, and each challenge we overcome adds another layer to our understanding. Wisdom does not come from simply gaining knowledge, but from applying that knowledge in ways that bring growth, peace, and clarity. It is through our experiences, both the joyful and the painful, that we are shaped into individuals who can navigate life with grace, understanding, and compassion. Conflict, often viewed negatively, is one of the most powerful catalysts for personal and collective empowerment. While we might instinctively shy away from confrontation or struggle, it is through these very experiences that we are shaped, refined, and ultimately transformed. Conflict challenges us to stretch beyond our comfort zones, confront our limitations, and emerge stronger, wiser, and more aligned with our true selves. It forces us to tap into a deeper reservoir of strength, creativity, and resilience that we may not have known we possessed. Empowerment through conflict does not come from avoiding difficulty, but from embracing it as an essential part of our growth journey. In times of conflict, we are often confronted with our vulnerabilities, our fears, and our weaknesses. These moments can be uncomfortable, even painful, as we are pushed to deal with emotions and situations we might prefer to avoid. However, these are the moments when we are given the opportunity to see ourselves clearly, to understand our triggers, and to uncover the beliefs and patterns that may have been holding us back. Conflict is a mirror that reflects who we truly are, And in this reflection, we find the raw material for growth. By acknowledging and addressing these vulnerabilities, we begin to build the emotional resilience and mental fortitude necessary to face even greater challenges. Conflict forces us to make decisions, to choose a path, and to take responsibility for our actions. It is in the face of opposition that we must decide who we are going to be and how we are going to respond. Will we react from a place of fear, defensiveness, or anger? Or will we choose to respond with thoughtfulness, clarity, and purpose? The choice is ours, and each decision we make during times of conflict serves to shape our character and define our future. Empowerment comes from the knowledge that we have the power to choose how we respond, no matter what the external circumstances may be. Now, an external circumstances can be anything, like through conflict, we also learn the power of communication and understanding. In difficult situations, we are often forced to express ourselves clearly, assert our needs, and listen to others with empathy and respect. These conversations can be uncomfortable, yet they provide invaluable lessons in how to navigate relationships, resolve differences, and create meaningful dialogue. Conflict teaches us the importance of being both vulnerable and strong. Vulnerable enough to express our truth and strong enough to stand firm in our convictions. The process of finding common ground, of seeing the humanity in the other person's perspective, and of coming to a resolution fosters not only personal empowerment, but a deeper connection with those around us. I believe that the possibility of erasing one race from our species has been built in since the dawn. Conflict provides a fertile ground for creativity and innovation. When we are faced with opposition, whether in our personal lives or in a professional setting, we are often required to think outside the box, to come up with solutions that we may not have otherwise considered. Conflict forces us to move beyond the status quo and to look for new ways of doing things. The pressure created by conflict pushes us to tap into our creativity, to challenge conventional thinking, and to find innovative solutions. It is in these moments of tension that we often find the breakthrough ideas and strategies that lead to growth and progress. In this way, conflict becomes a powerful source of creative energy that drives us towards success. Empowerment through conflict also comes from the clarity that is often gained in the midst of struggle. When we face conflict head-on, we're forced to confront what truly matters to us. We are asked to examine our values, our beliefs, and our priorities, and to clarify what we are willing to stand for. In the face of adversity, we discover what is non-negotiable in our lives, our boundaries, our goals, and our purpose. This clarity brings empowerment because it enables us to make decisions with confidence, knowing that we are aligned with our deepest values and convictions. Conflict reveals what we are made of and helps us to become more clear about who we are and what we stand for. Conflict teaches us the importance of perseverance and patience. Empowerment does not come overnight. It is earned through continued effort, resilience, and the willingness to face adversity time and time again. When we face conflict, we are often reminded that success is not linear and that the road to our goals will have bumps, setbacks, and obstacles along the way. However, it is in overcoming these challenges that we build the strength and endurance needed to achieve our ultimate vision. Conflict teaches us that the greatest victories are often the result of the hardest struggles, and that the process of overcoming adversity is where our true power lies. And unrighteous politics in modern society is where our true power lies. As we move through conflict, we also learn the power of forgiveness, both for others and for ourselves. In any difficult situation, there are bound to be misunderstandings, mistakes, and hurt feelings. Through conflict, we are given the opportunity to practice compassion, to let go of resentment, and to heal emotional wounds. Forgiveness is not a sign of weakness. It is a powerful act of self-empowerment. It allows us to release the grip of past hurts and move forward with a sense of freedom and peace. By letting go of grudges and embracing forgiveness, we regain control over our own emotional well-being and empower ourselves to move past the limitations that conflict may have initially imposed. Secondly, conflict strengthens our capacity for empathy. When we are faced with opposition, we are often exposed to the pain and struggles of others. Whether we are dealing with a personal relationship, a work issue, or a societal challenge, conflict often brings to light the unmet needs and fears of those involved. Through this, we develop a deeper understanding of the human experience and a stronger ability to relate to others with compassion. In learning to see things from multiple perspectives, we become more attuned to the emotions and needs of others, which strengthens our relationships and fosters a sense of collective empowerment. Empowerment through conflict is not just about personal growth, but about lifting others up as well. Now, conflict has the power to inspire courage. When we face conflict head-on, we are often forced to step out of our comfort zones and confront our fears. This act of courage strengthens our character and helps us build the inner fortitude necessary to face future challenges. Each time we stand up for ourselves, for our beliefs, or for what is right, we take another step toward greater empowerment. Conflict teaches us that courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act in spite of it. It is through these acts of courage that we find our true strength. And empowerment through conflict is not about avoiding or eliminating the struggle, but about embracing it as a vital part of our growth process. Through each conflict, we are given the opportunity to become more of who we are meant to be, stronger, wiser, and more connected to our purpose. By embracing conflict as a teacher and a catalyst for transformation, we unlock the power to create meaningful change in our lives and in the world around us. The notion of demons as teachers is one that challenges conventional perspectives, as demons are often perceived as pure embodiments of evil or malevolent forces. However, if we shift our understanding, we begin to see that these so-called demons can serve as catalysts for profound personal growth and transformation. The role of demons as teachers isn't to encourage destruction or chaos for the sake of harm, but rather to provoke the deep questions, challenges, and lessons that shape and refine the human spirit. They are the force that pushes us out of our comfort zones and forces us to confront the darker parts of ourselves, the parts we would rather ignore, deny, or suppress. Through their presence in our lives, we are offered the chance to transcend our limitations, evolve, and awaken to new dimensions of wisdom and strength. Demons in this context are not necessarily external entities, but can manifest as the internal struggles and adversities we face, the fears, insecurities, and traumas that lurk within us. These inner demons test us, forcing us to reckon with what we would rather avoid. It is only by facing these challenges head-on that we can achieve true growth. They push us to dig deep into our own psyche and discover the hidden beliefs, patterns, and attachments that keep us bound. In this way, demons become mirrors reflecting the parts of ourselves that are difficult to acknowledge but essential to understanding if we are to evolve. Their presence in our lives is not a sign of weakness, but an invitation to transform, to shed the layers that no longer serve us, and to emerge as stronger, wiser beings. Often, the greatest lessons come from the most difficult and uncomfortable situations. Demons, in the form of conflict, suffering, or failure, strip away the false illusions of invulnerability and bring us face to face with our humanity. Through these challenges, we learn humility, resilience, and the importance of surrender. The wisdom gained from overcoming our personal demons is immeasurable, for it teaches us that we are capable of enduring more than we ever thought possible. The scars we carry are not marks of defeat, but symbols of our strength and ability to persevere. They remind us that our journey is not one of perfection, but of continuous growth, an ongoing process of becoming more aligned with our authentic selves. Demons can also teach us about the nature of fear and how it holds us back from realizing our full potential. Fear is often the mask worn by these demons. And it is in our battle with fear that we truly learn how powerful we are. Fear may come in the form of self-doubt, rejection, failure, or the fear of the unknown. But in facing it directly, we gain the ability to move beyond the limitations it imposes. By learning to embrace fear, rather than be controlled by it, we unlock new realms of possibility. We realize that fear is not an obstacle to avoid, but a doorway to deeper understanding. Every time we confront our fear, we are taking a step closer to becoming the person we are meant to be. Demons also serve as teachers by illuminating the areas of our lives that require healing. Often, the struggles we face with external forces, people, circumstances, or events are reflections of internal wounds that have yet to be addressed. These demons show us where we are fragmented, where we are broken, and where healing is needed. Instead of running from these uncomfortable feelings, we are encouraged to face them, to listen to the lessons they bring, and to seek healing. In doing so, we free ourselves from the past and create space for new growth. Through this healing process, we learn that our greatest sources of strength often arise from our greatest wounds. The wisdom that comes from this process is the understanding that our past does not define us. It is merely a part of the journey that shapes us into who we are today. Demons teach us about the nature of power, both the power we give away and the power we reclaim. Often when we are confronted by these inner or outer demons, we feel powerless, as though we are being dominated by forces beyond our control. But in reality, we have the power to change our response to these forces. It is through recognizing our own power and choosing how to engage with these challenges that we gain true control over our lives. Demons, in this sense, serve as reminders that we hold the key to our own empowerment. They challenge us to take ownership of our thoughts, actions, and choices, and to stop allowing external circumstances or our own fears to dictate our lives. In relationships, demons can act as teachers by revealing the areas where we need to grow in love, compassion, and understanding. They show us the ways in which we project our unresolved issues onto others, and how our inability to confront our own darkness creates conflict in our interactions. Through the challenges we face in relationships, we learn to be more mindful of our triggers, to practice forgiveness, and to cultivate deeper empathy. The lesson here is that true growth in relationships comes not from avoiding conflict, but from embracing it as an opportunity for mutual learning and growth. Demons, in this sense, teach us that love is not always easy, but it is always worth the effort when we are committed to growth and healing. Demons then act as guides, pushing us to expand our consciousness and to see beyond the surface of things. They bring to light the limitations of our thinking and the societal norms that may be keeping us stuck. Through these forces, we are encouraged to question everything: our assumptions, our beliefs, and our perceptions of what is possible. In this way, demons act as agents of transformation, inviting us to step into new paradigms of thought and being. They challenge us to break free from the constraints of the familiar and to explore the unknown territories of our own potential. It is through this process of expansion that we are empowered to create new realities and live more authentic, purposeful lives. Demons teach us the importance of acceptance. They force us to confront the aspects of life we wish were different. But they also show us that resistance only causes suffering. When we resist what is, we remain stuck in a cycle of frustration and pain. But when we accept what is and choose to respond with clarity and intention, we reclaim our power. Acceptance does not mean resignation. Rather, it is an act of embracing the present moment, fully acknowledging our circumstances and choosing how we will move forward. In this acceptance, we find peace, not in the absence of conflict, but in our ability to remain centered and empowered despite it. Thus, demons as teachers offer us invaluable lessons in growth, resilience, self-awareness, and empowerment. They show us where we need to evolve, where we need to heal, and where we need to reclaim our personal power. Instead of seeing them as forces of destruction, we can choose to view them as opportunities for deep and meaningful transformation. In facing them, we emerge stronger, wiser, and more capable of living life to its fullest potential. Victory over demons is not simply about overcoming external forces or inner struggles. It is about the profound transformation that occurs within us as we face, confront, and transcend the very challenges that once threatened to defeat us. These demons, whether they take the form of fears, limitations, or painful experiences, are the crucibles in which our true strength, resilience, and wisdom are forged. The victory is not only in the overcoming itself, but in the powerful shift that happens when we learn to use these challenges as stepping stones toward greater personal growth. It is this victory that becomes the foundation for the legacy we leave behind. The legacy is not merely a reflection of what we accomplish externally, but of who we become internally in the process. Each victory over a demon, each moment of overcoming fear, doubt, pain, or limitation adds to the essence of who we are. It refines us, making us stronger and more capable of facing the next obstacle with greater wisdom and grace. These victories teach us that we are not defined by the struggles we face, but by how we choose to respond to them. It is through each battle that we discover the depth of our own power and potential. As we defeat the demons in our lives, we begin to see how much more we are capable of. And we realize that the true victory is not in the absence of demons. Victory over demons leads to a legacy, in our ability to stand strong in the face of the way we live and emerge victorious. When we conquer the forces that once held us back, we become living examples of what is possible. Our experiences, the lessons we've learned, and the strength we've gained become a beacon of hope and inspiration for others. The way we handle our own demons, how we face adversity, how we learn from failure, how we persevere through difficulty, becomes a story that others will draw strength from. Through our example, we show that it is possible to rise above our circumstances, to transcend the struggles of the past, and to move forward into a future filled with possibility. This story is not just ours. It belongs to anyone who is willing to learn from our journey. As we move through life and continue to defeat the demons that arise, we begin to develop a deeper sense of purpose. We no longer view the challenges of life as obstacles to avoid, but as essential parts of the process that will lead to our growth. Each victory becomes a building block for our legacy, creating a foundation of wisdom, resilience, and inner strength that will continue to inspire and guide others long after we are gone. A legacy is not built solely on achievements or material success, but on the transformation that we experience and the impact that transformation has on the world around us. Through our journey, we leave behind a trail of inspiration that empowers others to face their own demons with courage and determination. The legacy that comes from victory over demons is not just about personal achievement, but about contributing to a greater collective awakening. As we evolve through our struggles, we begin to see the interconnectedness of all beings. We realize that the demons we face are not only our own, but they are shared by many others. Our victories become part of the collective consciousness, creating a ripple effect that touches others and inspires them to confront their own fears, doubts, and limitations. In this way, our victory is not only personal, but contributes to the greater healing and awakening of the world. Through our struggles and triumphs, we become part of a much larger narrative, one of collective transformation, empowerment, and growth. Our victories over demons enable us to offer something deeper to others. The wisdom, compassion, and understanding we gain through overcoming hardship becomes a powerful gift we can share with the world. We are no longer simply reacting to the world around us. We are actively shaping it by living as models of what is possible. Our legacy is defined not just by the material things we accumulate or the status we achieve, but by the wisdom and strength we impart to others. As we rise above our struggles, we create space for others to rise with us, and our legacy becomes one of empowerment and transformation for those who come after us. So, Amy, victory over demons also teaches us the power of perseverance. It is easy to give up when faced with overwhelming challenges, but it is through persevering in the face of adversity that we discover the depth of our inner strength, the ability to keep going, to keep fighting, even when it seems impossible, is what creates true empowerment. Each victory, no matter how small, builds our capacity to face even greater challenges with a sense of purpose and determination. This is the kind of legacy that lasts. The ability to persist, to keep moving forward even in the darkest of times, and to inspire others to do the same. As we overcome our demons, we learn the importance of forgiveness, not just toward others, but toward ourselves. Many of our demons are born from past mistakes, regrets, and missed opportunities. It is only when we learn to forgive ourselves and release the guilt and shame that weigh us down that we can truly move forward. This process of self-forgiveness is essential in our journey toward empowerment. It allows us to heal from the inside out and to move forward with a sense of freedom and peace. In the end, victory over demons is not just about conquering the darkness. It is about integrating the lessons learned in the process of overcoming. It is about embracing the fullness of who we are, our strengths, our weaknesses, our fears, and our triumphs, and using that understanding to create a life of meaning and purpose. This integrated wisdom becomes the foundation of our legacy. It is the embodiment of a life lived fully with courage, authenticity, and grace. It is a reminder that our struggles, as difficult as they may be, are not in vain, but are the very things that shape us into the people we are meant to become. And it is through these struggles that we leave behind a legacy that inspires and empowers future generations to face their own demons with strength and grace, knowing that victory is always within reach. Victory over demons is not merely about defeating external forces. It is about mastering the internal struggles that shape us and understanding that our greatest challenges are the very things that equip us to leave a lasting legacy. It is through confronting our fears, insecurities, and limitations that we discover our true power and purpose. The process of overcoming adversity is the gateway to transformation, and it is the lessons we gain along the way that define the impact we have on the world. As we emerge victorious, we not only evolve personally, but we also inspire and empower others to do the same. A legacy is not measured by what we accumulate or achieve, but by the lives we touch, the strength we share, and the example we set. The demons we face are not obstacles to our success. They are the very instruments that shape us into the warriors we are meant to be. So let us embrace our challenges, face our fears, and rise with courage. For in doing so, we create a ripple effect of transformation that extends far beyond our own lives. The legacy we leave is not one of perfection, but of perseverance, resilience, and the unwavering belief that through every battle, we become stronger, wiser, and more capable of leaving a world better than we found it. Stand firm, rise above, and know that victory over your demons is the key to a legacy that will inspire generations to come. The legacy that will inspire generations to come.